Chapter 493, Fighting Against Treeman Kings. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Zhang Yuochen looked behind him and saw three kings chasing him. He turned up the corners of his mouth. The Treeman are not very smart. They're inferior to human beings. He immediately mobilized the force of space, displayed space moving, and disappeared. All of a sudden, his figure appeared silently about 33 meters away from the three kings. He continued to play the space moving, but in reverse. He rushed toward the field, where the Treeman army had previously been stationed. He moved his figure quickly. Soon he was several kilometers away. Where is he? How can he disappear so quickly? The three kings stopped and looked around. They tried to find traces of him. One of them looked back and saw a figure flashing across the field. Suddenly, it turned pale with fright. Oh no, we've been lured away by the extraterritorial death. Now, he's rushing toward the Treeman army. Hurry and catch up with him. We have to prevent him from killing our clansmen. The three kings were indignant. They yelled and hurried back. Although there were many superiors in the Treeman tribe, they were not good at fighting and had rarely experienced death. Zhang Yuochen had killed a millennial Treeman in secrecy. It sparked great concern among the Treeman army. The whole army was in disorder. The two Treeman kings were forced to rectify. The Treeman army gradually restored order and calmed down. Unexpectedly, some Treeman began to shout, "Crap! The extraterritorial death is here again." What? Again? The frightened Treeman panicked again. Like headless chickens, they fled in all directions. Bang! Treeman were bumping into each other. It was pure chaos. The two kings sighed when they saw the mess. They had never expected that the mighty Treeman army could be so vulnerable. The extraterritorial death was a big name. Moreover, his behavior was truly terrifying. As soon as Zhang Yuochen confronted the Treeman army, he immediately started killing. Swoosh! The sword radiance flashed again and again alongside the jarring sounds of the sword. He barely raised his hands. In a breath, he killed three millennial Treeman. By the time the millennial Treeman came to their senses and tried to besiege him, Zhang Yuochen had already retreated. He had succeeded in one stroke, so he ran away. Damn it! I must kill him. When the Sky Treeman King saw the three dead millennial Treeman, it was suddenly furious and roared loudly. Its branches swayed fiercely and a terrific hurricane formed. Even a clay figure was temperamental, never mind a Treeman King. Black tree roots came out of the mud like a dozen long tentacles. It charged at Zhang Yuochen. Sky Treeman King, don't chase him, warned the bright Treeman King. You could be trapped by the extraterritorial death. However, the Sky Treeman King had already led a group of millennial Treeman to chase him. It did not bother to take the Bright Treeman King's advice. The Treeman army was in a mess. The Bright Treeman King needed to take charge and could not leave. The three kings who had chased Zhang Yuochen earlier returned to the army. One of them stood up and asked, "Bright Treeman King, have you seen the extraterritorial death?" Bright Treeman King replied, "The extraterritorial death came back and killed another three millennial Treeman. Damn it. If I catch him, I will not allow him to die in peace." The Treeman King was tall and his trunk was as thick as a pillar. In order to vent its anger, it mobilized a branch. With a bang, the branch fell to the ground, crumbling a 100-meter-high hill. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could hit the extraterritorial death in one strike? Unfortunately, the extraterritorial death was sly. Moreover, he was too fast to catch up with. The Treeman Kings could not display their full capabilities. It was rather depressing. Another Treeman King asked, "Where's the Sky Treeman King?" Worriedly, the Bright Treeman King said, "It was furious when it saw the extraterritorial death kill three clansmen. It led a group of Treeman to chase after him." No, the extraterritorial death is not only powerful, but also cunning. Among us, the Sky Treeman King is the weakest one. If it goes after him all alone, it won't survive. Bright Treeman King, you stay here and reorganize the army. We're setting off to support the Sky Treeman King. I hope we can make it. The three kings followed the Sky Treeman King's tracks. They had gone 250 kilometers before they found the Sky Treeman King. It had been beheaded. Worse still, the blood in its trunk had been taken, turning it into a withered yellowish-brown tree. In addition to the Sky Treeman King, 7 millennial Treeman had also been murdered and turned into a pile of bloody wood dust. Only piles of wood remained on the ground. The three kings trembled with rage. Their trunks swayed so violently that the ground began to shake. Damn. The extraterritorial death has definitely returned to the Treeman army. The bright Treeman king won't be able to defeat him. All three kings screamed in anger and hurried back again. As expected, Zhang Yuochen had indeed returned to the Treeman army for the third time after killing the Sky Treeman king. Run. The extraterritorial death is back again. This time, the Treeman were not a mess. They fled in the same direction in a uniform manner. It was quite a strange scene from a distance. A forest of giant black trees moved rapidly in front. They were chased by a huge flame, which was centered on a human. Undoubtedly, the human was Zhang Yuochen. He displayed 10,000 feet prairie fire, a vision of heaven and earth. Influenced by genuine Qi, the heaven and earth spiritual Qi turned into flames that suspended in midair and ignited the entire field. The Treeman couldn't avoid it. They could only run for their lives. The bright Treeman king was enraged. Extraterritorial death. You've gone too far. Today, we fight for life or death. The bright Treeman king had grown for 3,800 years. Although it was a tree, it could not be hurt by a common flame. Moreover, its powerful strength was comparable to that of a monk at the peak of the third change of the fish-dragon realm. Boom! Just as Zhang Yuochen was about to catch up to the Treeman army, the ground in front of him suddenly broke apart. A tree root with numerous meridians sprouted out of the ground. The root was covered with black metal rays. A strong wind arose imperceptibly and reached Zhang Yuochen. Divine Dragon's Steel. He threw the sixth movement of the dragon and elephant prajna palm. Beams of purple lightning emitted with a crack from the center of his palm. A low-pitched dragon's roar came from the center of the lightning. A 30-meter-long lightning dragon flew from the center of the palm to attack the tree root. Pow! The root shattered the lightning dragon, then hit Zhang Yuochen. It was like he had been struck by a great mountain. He was flung back from the terrible force. With his powerful strength, he quickly steadied himself and fell to the ground again. What a powerful power! He examined his hands and found several bloody cracks in the center of his palm. The flesh of his fingers had been torn off, his white bones exposed. His two arms were completely numb, as if they were broken. Fortunately, he had a strong physique and tough bones because he had the treasured body of water spirit. Otherwise, his hands could have been destroyed. This Treeman king is several times stronger than the last one. Both of them are 3,000-year-old Treeman kings. But there's a great difference between their strengths. Similarly, monks at the third change of the fish-dragon realm were different in terms of strength. A powerful monk could quickly kill a weak one. Even if they were in the same realm, there's a great disparity in strength. Zhang Yuochen had killed the Sky Treeman king with ease, but the bright Treeman king had wounded him considerably. My realm is not even close to that of the Treeman king. I can't play hardball with them. I'd better use the Abyss Ancient Sword, Zhang Yuochen said to himself. The five elements reinforce each other, and metal restricts wood. As a holy weapon, the Abyss Ancient Sword was sharp and powerful. It was the best choice for dealing with the Treeman king.